Alright, if you're like I am, then you save things. This is the grid and the dotted line template that we had from our last video. We're going to use them to create stars. In case you did not keep those, I'm going to go ahead and reinsert the instructions on how to make this, and then we can go from there. And if you did save them, then go ahead and skip to the 9-minute mark. I'm going to come up here to the wrench, and here in Canvas, we're going to turn on Drawing Guide, and then we will go to Edit Drawing Guide, and down here at Grid Size, we're going to set this to 46. And then we will click Done and Done. And what we want to do is create a copy of this grid on the top of the page. I'm going to use the Monoline A brush, and it's all the way down at 1%. We're going to turn on Drawing Assist and make a line going across. Click on this arrow right up here at the top, and then you want to go to Snapping down here and turn off magnetics and snapping for now. Well, we'll just turn off the magnetics. Tap outside and then click on Fit to Screen. And that centers our line. And then what we're going to do is zoom in. I'm going to duplicate layer 1, and I'm going to move this up to this line. And you'll notice it's very difficult to see if these are properly centered. So let's go back to the drawing guide, and we're going to change the color and put this opacity down here all the way to max. And what that will do is it will allow us to see these intersecting lines. So we'll come up here and click on Done. And we just want to make sure that the center intersection on this matches the center intersection on this. And it does. So I'm going to merge these down. Then I'm going to duplicate. And we're going to move them up. Turn on the magnetics. And that way when we move them up, we can keep in a nice straight line. And once again, we're just going to match the center lines. And we're going to keep doing that. Merge down, duplicate, until we get all the way to the top. By merging the layers down, you double the number of lines that you are creating each time. Makes it much quicker to get everything together. And now that we're at the top, we merge this down, we duplicate it, and we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. There's 3 ways of doing this. We can hit this rotate 45 twice, we have snapping on, so if we use this green circle up here at the top, we can rotate it this way until it's at 90 degrees. Or you can tap on that circle and type in 90. So whichever way makes you more comfortable. And I'm going to raise this up until it matches at the bottom. And then I'm going to slide it over. And I just want to make sure that it is on these lines. And in this case, it's not. Let's find the center. There it is. And I'm going to tap this until they intersect like that. Then I'm going to duplicate it and just slide it off until it properly intersects on this side. And this gives us our grid guide that we're going to use. So let's merge these layer ones down, lower the opacity, and now what we want to do is set up the radial symmetry. So we click on the wrench at the top, go to Edit Drawing Guide. We're going to go to Symmetry, Options, Radial, and Rotational. And then we'll click on Done. And if we did this right, these should intersect, and they do. And now what we're going to do is set up for making stacked triangles. Here on layer 2, I'm going to go to the cross dot 1 in our Mandala templates. And I'm just going to tap it here in the middle. I'm going to do the select up here at the top where this arrow is and tell it to fit to screen. It's okay that snapping is on because this is a regular shape in a square canvas. And the first thing we want to do is duplicate this. On the lower layer 2, we're going to rotate it 22.5. And on the upper layer 2, we're going to rotate it minus 22.5. So we click on this arrow here at the top. We just tap on this green dot here. And I'm going to type in 22.5 plus minus. This is the plus minus here at the top. So I say 22.5 plus minus, and that rotates it the other direction. And then I click on the S ribbon here twice in order to deselect and then turn off the auto select. I can now merge my two layer 2s together. Okay, and then from here we're going to go up a layer and we are going to select the monoline A brush and we are going to create some open square diamond shapes. I'm not sure what else to call them. We are going to use these guidelines as our angle points, and of course the grid lines are going to be our straight lines. We're all the way down at 1%, and we turn on Drawing Assist for layer 3. And we just keep creating these diamonds And pay attention to these top points here. Because at this point, it goes above this line. And we don't want them to cross, we want them all to be nice and open. So I will go up to the next one for this. And then we'll go up to this one for this. Oops. Make sure to match these up. The reason you see this jump is I'm actually trying to move it by grabbing this dot, but for some reason it doesn't move until I lift my hand up and then tap once on the screen. I don't know why that happens, but it does. So there we go. And then we're going to go up to this point. Definitely going to have to edit that, because I know this is not in the right place. Then we'll fix the other side. There it goes again. Okay. And if we go any further, it's going to go over the edge. I will demonstrate what I mean. The next available space would be here. And as you can see, the top, left, right, and bottom are all over the edge. And we don't want that, so we're not going to go any further than this. And this will be our first element. I'm going to invert it, copy, invert it back because we're going to use it. I'm going to duplicate this layer 3. I'm going to go to triangles 1, duplicate it, go into shape, edit, import, and paste. And then we'll click done, go to about this brush, and we're going to call this stars 1. Actually, we'll call this one stars. The next one will be stars 1. Create the reset point, click done, and we're going to go back up to monoline A because we're going to need it here in a minute. In our copy of layer 3, the top layer 3, we need to get rid of all of the inside lines of these star shapes. So I'm going to start all the way down inside here. I'm going to use the eraser, which is set for the hard brush. I've got it set nice and small. And we're just going to erase right here. And you can see how that makes a nice star. And we do this. And because PROcreate radial symmetry has 8 sides, these are all 8-sided stars. And there we go, we have our next element. We invert, copy, do another invert. We're going to duplicate stars to create stars 1. Go to the shape, edit, import, paste. And we'll click on done. Oh, forgot to go to about this brush and create a reset point. There we go. Alright, now we're going to have lots of fun. So what I want to do is make sure layer 4 is turned on. I'm going to turn on drawing assist. Let's make sure we're on monoline A. And here on layer 4, we want to fill in the places that were not filled in previously. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a line this way. We'll edit that shape. I'm not left-handed, so definitely got to edit that. Okay. And then I'm going to erase these portions here that we no longer need. And I'm going to merge this down, create a new layer, which is now layer 5, and we're going to do drawing assist, and we will create the next star point here. That looks good. And once again, erase the crossbar. And there we go. And let's see if we can make this easier. I am going to go from here to the dotted line, and then from the dotted line up to here. There we go. That way we don't have to do erasing, and we don't have to merge down, create new layer, merge down. There we go. And I'm going to keep doing this until we get all of the empty spaces filled in. That includes this one down here, so I'll do that first. And here we go. And that gives us our next open star shape. And what we want to do is merge these two together, invert, copy, invert. I'm going to go up a layer. I'm going to duplicate stars, go to shape, edit, import, paste, done, about this brush, and create the reset point. And then we click done. And now we're ready to actually make a nice mandala using one of these 3 new templates. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this along with our cross dot brushes to create a template. I'm just going to turn on layer 2 here. We'll dim down layer 2, dim down layer 4, turn off layer 3. Oh, layer 4 is the one we're going to be working on. Dim down layer 3. And I will turn on assisted drawing with layer 4. And I will now create a mandala using this grid shape, which is actually pretty cool. It's almost a mandala in itself. You could color, actually let me go up. You could take this and color these like a dark green, then dark blue, dark green, dark blue, and then do light green, light blue, light green, light blue, and you end up with a very interesting parquet floor pattern. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. Okay then, there's a very quick mandala Actually looks kind of trippy. My idea of doing light colors one side, dark colors the other kind of makes it look like it's dipping in. That's kind of cool. Well, let's see now. We have stars, stars 1, and stars 2. 3 more templates to add to your library so you can make wonderful mandalas. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and you have a wonderful day.